Orion the Hunter constellation is one of the easiest star patterns to find in the night sky, and one of its most defining features are the 3 stars that make up Orion's belt. This linear pattern is important because it can be used to point out other constellations in the sky, such as Canis Major, right here, or if we aim upwards it can point to Taurus, which is not pictured in this photograph. These 3 stars have a variety of names throughout the world, and in this video we're going to explore these 3 stars in greater detail because there is definitely more here than meets the eye. Of Orion. Celestial map of Orion. Besides this very bright star of Sirius, right here, the belt stars definitely stand out to me because they're close together in the sky and they also have that straight linear shape to them, and you can use the belt stars to aim you towards Sirius, which is the brightest star in the night sky, and you can also use them to aim you towards Aldebaran. Aldebaran is a reddish-orange star, and it represents the eye of the bull in Taurus constellation. So if we zoom in here you can also use this middle star to aim you down towards the Great Orion Nebula, and you can also see the names here. We have Alnitak, Alnilam, and Mintaka, and even though we see 3 stars here, 2 of these stars are in fact multi-star systems, which is really exciting and we'll get into that a little bit later in the video. I've got multiple videos about Orion, and its bright stars, and celestial objects, and practice with how to find it, so be sure to go check those out. Various names of Orion's belt. Every time I look at Orion I am always amazed and somehow comforted by its beauty, and as a scientist I love knowing that at some point each of these 7 brightest stars will eventually become a supernova, including the belt stars, and I think it's important to point out that the belt stars have a variety of names and mythologies that go along with this 3-star pattern, including the 3 Marys, the 3 Kings, the weighing beam from Chinese culture, Torturu from the Maori culture of New Zealand, and I'm certain there are many more names that exist out here besides the ones I listed here. So let's get a little bit practice making sure you can see the belt stars, and here you notice that it points towards Sirius, and this whole constellation right here is Canis Major, and these belt stars are also classified as an asterism since it's not a true constellation on its own, but rather a smaller shape within a larger constellation pattern that can be used to find other patterns. Let's take a look at another picture. Here you can see the belt stars again. You can use that middle star aim you towards the Great Orion Nebula, and then here you can aim it towards Aldebaran, right here. It doesn't really show up as reddish-orange in this photo, and this right here is a planet, and we have the Pleiades here, but it just gives you another opportunity to use the belt stars to help you find Taurus, and I've got one more picture I want to share with you. I've been looking for one like this for a while, but this is what Orion looks like from the southern hemisphere, and I wanted to include this for all our southern hemisphere friends who watch this channel, because they often comment that hey, Orion looks upside down, beside it looks different than the way I see it. So every time I see it oriented this way in a photo it kind of throws me off, but you can still use it to help you find Taurus, which is right here, and then you can use it to find Sirius. So in the next portion of this video we're going to take a closer look at the belt stars. As you take a look at this photo what you're looking at is a close-up view of Orion's belt. 3 belt stars, and if we were to put names to them we have Alnitak right here, Alnilam, which is famous for being the brightest one, and largest out of the 3, and Mintaka. Mintaka is the westernmost star while Alnitak is the easternmost star, and notice the amazing celestial objects that sit right next to Alnitak. We have the Flame Nebula and the Horsehead Nebula right here, and the belt star names are derived from Arabic words Alnitak meaning the girdle, Alnilam meaning string of pearls, and Mintaka for belt. I've got one other close-up picture I want to share with you of the belt stars. This is such a gorgeous photo and I'm really excited to share it with you. We have Alnitak right here, Alnilam the brightest right here, and Mintaka. Remember you can use Alnilam to aim you towards the Great Orion Nebula. We have the Horsehead Nebula right here, and the Flame Nebula there. Remember I got a video about the celestial objects of Orion, so if you want to learn more be sure to go check that video out. Alnitak. So as you're looking at this diagram notice we have the size of the Sun, right here, which is equal to 1 solar mass and 1 solar radius, and then we have the main stars of the belt stars, but keep in mind that Alnitak is a triple star system, and Mintaka is a multi-star system as well. So the main star, when we're looking at this diagram we're talking about the main stars of those multi-star systems, the ones we can visually see from our perspective. So Alnitak, the main star there, is estimated to be 20 solar masses, and have the radius of 19 suns. Alnilam is like twice the size of that. It is estimated to be 40 to 42 masses, while having 30 solar radii, and then Mintaka is also a bit smaller than Alnitak. It's the smallest of the three, at 20 solar masses and 16 solar radii. So I want to talk a little bit more about each of these star systems. So Alnitak, remember the easternmost star right here, is a triple star system and it's estimated to be 1,260 light-years away. And if we're looking at it here, this is where Alnitak is, and the triple star system, not all of them are the same. The biggest one is a blue supergiant, and that's designated as Alnitak AA. And then the next one is AB, the blue subgiant, and then we have Alnitak B, which is a blue giant. So let's get a visual on what this looks like. The blue supergiant is the one that we are primarily seeing, however it could be combined light from all of them to be honest. AB and AA, they are both very young stars, and then actually these three stars are it's estimated that they formed at different time periods, and the main two stars right here, AA and AB, they have that designation because they are the main binary pair, and it's estimated that they complete one orbit around each other once every about 2.5 days. This third companion right here is a blue giant star, this one is AB is a blue subgiant, while AA is a blue supergiant. So what does that even mean? Well, mostly size and temperature, and I'm going to refer to the HR diagram here on this. So most stars spend their life in the main sequence band, right here, which means that it is a stable star. It's its pressure from fusion and is balanced with the force of gravity, and a star spends 90% of its life here, but as a star starts to change its size, temperature, and color can change as well. So a subgiant is right here. It's not quite a giant star, but rather it's starting to evolve off the main sequence, which tells us that it's starting to run out of fuel. So supergiants are up here. This is when you had some main sequence stars in this band in the OB band, or the spectral class. They are starting to evolve and change. They're running out of fuel, so they grow in size. So I've got one other close picture here of Alnitak for you, just again showing you the beautiful Horsehead Nebula and the Flame Nebula. So let's get into our next star. Alnilam. Now let's take a look at Alnilam, which is the middle star of the belt stars, and it's by far the largest and brightest of the three. It's classified as a blue supergiant star, and it's estimated to be 2,000 light-years away. I found a range in terms of its size and diameter, and when we zoom in here, this right here is Alnilam. You can notice that it's brighter than the other two, and it's estimated to be 40 to 44 times more massive than the Sun, and between 30 to 32 times the diameter of our Sun, which is hard to even comprehend. It's also a variable star, and it's the youngest of the bunch, and it is expected to evolve into a red supergiant and eventually explode as a supernova. Another interesting fact I found is that it is losing mass 20 million times more rapidly than our own Sun, and the reason for that is because it is so. Mintaka. Huge. Bigger stars burn through their fuel much more quickly than stars like our own Sun. In the last portion of this video, we are going to go over the characteristics of Mintaka, which is classified as a blue giant star, or at least the main star of this entire system is, and it is classified as the smallest one of the three, and it's estimated to be 1,200 light-years away. But even though it's the smallest of the three, to me it's one of the most interesting because it has this multi-star system thing going on. But at the filming of this video it's confirmed that there are 5 stars, but there could be a possible 6th one. I found multiple sources about this, but nothing that's really solid about that 6th star, and if we were to zoom in, this is where Mintaka is, and if we were to take a look at this system, the primary feature here is this main one right here. So Mintaka AA1 and Mintaka AA2. One is an O-type giant star, so it's bigger than the B-type main sequence star, and these two stars orbit each other every 5.73 days, and they do see some small eclipses when the star dims. This star will dim when it passes behind.